Hey, Scruffy. Yeah, it's a few meows. A little quiet, though. Still not coming to the door, huh? So I didn't see you at lunch either. Well, I got a fresh can of real ocean whitefish meaty pate and kibble. Smell reminds me a little bit of canned tuna. Okay. Glove on. And yeah, it's dry today, so it stopped raining. I didn't check the forecast today, but I think it's supposed to rain again tomorrow. So we're getting a break in the weather. Temperature is actually not bad. It's, I think, warmer today. And it didn't cool off crazy right now, so it's still very close to what it was earlier today. So unfortunately I need to go out and do some special errands today, so didn't get to go out and exercise. I think it would have been too wet for a bike ride though, so I'd have to go for a run. But yeah, got back too late. I actually just got back not long ago, so it's already too dark. So I had to leave actually late this morning, so I actually had to come out earlier than usual to feed Scruffy, bring out his water and food. I thought maybe there's a chance he'd be around here because it wasn't that far from lunchtime, and sometimes he hangs out around here. I see him around the yard or on the table or just hanging out on the deck. But he was not here again. So the past few days, he's not been waiting for me at lunchtime. So it all started when I think I brought the box, the insulated box, as a shelter. I think the moment I brought that out, that may have freaked him out, and his behavior's changed a little, and seems a little more skittish. And so ever since then, yeah, I haven't seen him for lunch. He's still here for dinner, but yeah, he's been very quiet. Very few meows or quiet meows, and he doesn't come up to the door anymore. He just kind of sits in his spot, waits for me to come out. So something's changed. So the insulated box, yeah, it's a meat. It's a box that was designed for shipping meat, so it's designed. It basically the insulation is designed into it, so it has these special walls, I guess, that are good for insulation. So my neighbors gave it to me. They said, yeah, they tried it with some of the other stray or feral cats that are near their house, so they can make a good shelter. So they said, here, you take this one for Scruffy. But yeah, Scruffy seems to be afraid of it, or doesn't like it. So I think yesterday I put some kibble in the box, and then last night at dinner I noticed as he was leaving he was checking out the box, maybe thinking or hoping more kibble magically appeared in the box, but I hadn't put any more in there, so he didn't. So after he looked into the box, he left. So he didn't have to go in all the way. So today when when he wasn't here, I decided to put a little more kibble in the box, and if he comes by, yeah, try to get him acclimated to the box. Oh, he's grabbing the glove. So we'll see if he checks out the box again when I leave. And actually, I'm looking at it right now. And yeah, it's a little dark, but I put a towel over it to cover the entrance. Not completely, but I draped it over, I'd say about 90%. So there was a little bit of an opening at the bottom, and you could see it was just above the thermal blanket, which is at the bottom. So the idea was Scruffy would be able to kind of peek inside, and it didn't have the appearance of being completely sealed off. So I didn't want to make it too scary looking, but I wanted to put the towel over it to try to further insulate it, make it seem like maybe it was a slightly warmer spot. So the towel should, keep in a little bit of the heat. Not as good as the thermal walls, but better than being completely open. And so I'm just noticing now that the towel is not draped over it, so I'm going to have to get a closer look. And I'm guessing Scruffy moved the towel, and it shifted out of place. I didn't think you could do that. So I draped it over in such a way that on the back side it was braced against the table leg. So if you tried lightly tugging on the towel, it shouldn't move because the friction between the box and the table leg should keep the towel in place. So somehow Scruffy moved the towel. I have to take a better look at that when he's eating or something, or when he leaves. See, I'm surprised that it's open. Well, I'm guessing that means he found the kibble. Unless some other critter found it. So I thought I saw footprints, like big footprints, like water tracks, this morning when I came out. They weren't small paw prints, but I don't know. It could have just been condensation. So I'm not sure what else was back. What could have created those water prints? So it wasn't raining either. So the ground's wet. So I think I can get Scruffy's food a little early. Ready for food? Okay, here's your food. Yeah, I can tell the humidity is lower today. Fur's not puffed out as much. And it's still pretty fluffy. Okay, that's enough. So I don't have any footage of Scruffy today on the daytime since I didn't see him. And the camera's out of focus, but maybe I'll look at the blanket with the towel. So yeah, it's written up. So it used to be draped over, and somehow it's been pulled back. I wonder if Scruffy actually figured out how to pull back the towel. I'll have to take a closer look at that later. See, yeah, the camera's like having a really hard time focusing. It's a little better. It's really dark though. So you can see the kind of pinkish color on the towel, and it stops right at the top of the box. So the whole thing used to be hanging over, it dropped all the way down to near the base. And so somehow that towel's been, looks like it's been pulled back. And I don't know how Scruffy accomplished that. Did Scruffy actually figure out going onto the other side and pulling the towel and raise it? Or will some bigger animal come back here? Well, speaking of bigger animals, I mentioned I don't know how many weeks ago, that the house started smelling like skunk. And, or at least part of the house smelled like a skunk. It happened late at night, not quite bedtime yet, so I was still up and around. And it was only in a couple rooms, so but yeah, it really stunk. At first I thought it was a skunk smell, but I was wondering if something was burning, like rubber or something like that. So I was checking around the house, and I didn't find anything that was on fire. And I couldn't get rid of the smell, or the smell wouldn't go away. And I couldn't figure out why it was only in some parts of the house. And I thought maybe a skunk or something was near a vent on the outside in the air intake or something from the furnace, blew it in and got stuck in certain parts of the rooms that were attached to that section of the ventilation. So anyway, that smell lingered for days, and actually we tried to air out the house a few times by opening up all the doors and windows, but it was really cold at that time, so it's kind of I think it was raining too, so it was kind of a horrible time to do it. I think I couldn't do it when it was raining either. I had to wait for it to stop raining, so I didn't want to let all the rain get in through the windows. So anyway, today I had to take the car, and actually this happened too when I went to the train station a few days back. But I can actually smell that scent a little bit in the car. So because I do remember I did smell it in the garage, and so yeah, I think that smell got trapped in the car, and now it's back in the car, or still in the car. So just deal with it again when I was driving. And yeah, I noticed it at the train station when I was driving to the train station, and I noticed it today again. So yeah, I think there was a skunk around the house, and I'm gonna guess Scruffy didn't do anything, so probably ran away and hid. But yeah, since the smell is lingering in my car, I'm guessing it probably was a skunk, and nothing was on fire, and there wasn't anything wrong with the furnace or the ventilation system. Because yeah, if it was in the car, it shouldn't be connected to any of those systems. So just yeah, I think the skunk scent just kind of carried. So I know there are skunks around, but they usually keep hidden. I don't actually see them like walking around the neighborhood or anything. So I think it was a few months ago, on one of my bike rides, I saw a roadkill skunk. So I know they're in the area. And yeah, it smelled really bad downwind. So as I was approaching it, I didn't smell anything because the wind was blowing the other direction. And then as I passed it, boy, that really smelled. Speaking of cycling, my backpack is still on back order. So I ordered a new backpack because my other one, the seam came apart at the bottom. So basically a hole opened up. And basically, yeah, everything was going to fall through. because the leather base basically was no longer stitched together, so basically it's coming apart at the seams, and things would fall out. And unfortunately, well, I haven't tried yet. I'm thinking about it. So it's technically a lifetime warranty, but when I read on the website, they actually, when you read about it, they actually emphasize, we don't mean your lifetime. And so they talk about the lifetime of the bag and what they consider, what a reasonable, what things they consider reasonable for warranty coverage. And just because my bag is so old, the stitches falling apart due to age. Yeah, I'm not sure what that falls under. I probably should contact them and ask, but I haven't done it yet. But I noticed bags were on sale for like 50% off, or very close to that, at Office Depot. So I figured, yeah, well, I probably should take advantage of it while they're on sale. So I guess I'll order one. And then I found out they wouldn't let me order it because I guess they wanted me. They were requiring in-store pickup, so I couldn't order it. But then all the stores said they're out of stock, so I couldn't actually order it to pick up. So I was keeping my eye on it, and then eventually, uh, one of the bags. So they had different, same model, different colors, but they treat it as different products for some reason at Office Depot. It's a little strange. But anyway, the purple one let me place an order, but it didn't require me to pick it up. So so it looked like they were willing to ship it, but not the other ones for some reason. But whatever, I don't care about the color that much. So I had to order some extra things that qualify for the free shipping. So I got those other things, but the bag hasn't shipped. And so check the order, and it says basically backlogged. So the order's still in place, but we're not shipping it. So yeah, Scruffy's looking in the box for food, I think. So a little more pat tape at the bottom of the bowl. So I don't know how Scruffy got that towel moved. So I'll probably lower it again, but I am going to, maybe I'll not lower it as low, maybe I'll keep it a little bit higher, so it doesn't feel the need to pull it back as much. So I was doing it to try to make it a little more comfy, keep the heat in, but I think he's afraid of the box and confined spaces in general. Oh, on my errands today, I did stop briefly at a grocery store, and they had a pet section. They didn't have straw, unfortunately, but they had hay, which surprised me. A small bag, but unfortunately, yeah, I need straw, not hay. And then they had some sort of, I think it's like a synthetic replacement for straw. It's like, I think it was called bedding. It was labeled bedding, so I think it seemed like some paperish type material that was terrible and soft. Reminded me a little bit of a blend of paper and cotton. It was like twice as much as I expected as straw would cost. But yeah, since I didn't really know what it was, and it looked kind of messy, it looked like once you tear it up, it'd get all over the place. So I didn't buy it. But that was the only thing that was kind of in the realm. But I'm thinking once I get some straw, maybe it'll be more attractive or Scruffy. Question is if I need to remove the thermal blanket or not. So check the box one more time for food. I don't think he's gonna go in. Oh, Scruffy's leaving. Can't please that cat. Okay, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.